Congressman Matt Van Epps of Tennessee. He sits on the House Homeland Security Committee. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Great to be on with you this morning.
Sir, talks have moved so slowly that lawmakers are arguing over whether negotiations even exist. We're seeing people blaming one side versus the other. What do the Democrats want?
Well, this is critically important. When we see global threats increase, we have got to respond and fund the Department of Homeland Security. House Republicans got this done, got this over to the Senate. And this is not just about ICE and Border Patrol, which are being funded through the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cuts from last summer. This is about Coast Guard and TSA and Secret Service and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the other agencies that are critical to protecting our homeland. And we're seeing impacts today. Over 300 TSA officers have left, and we're going to see increased lines at airports. The Senate has got to get this done, and we have to fund Homeland Security to protect our nation.
It seems common sense. Senator Britt going on to say she sought meetings to get this done with Senator Patty Murray, because you mentioned the House already got it done. So the Senate needs to step up now. Senator Patty Murray, that is the top Democrat on the Appropriations Committee handling the money. Here's what Murray recently said on the Senate floor.
Donald Trump is not a king who can just sic an army of mass thugs on whatever city he wants to punish next. And Democrats are not going to write a blank check for rogue agencies that are trampling on the rights of Americans. Nor are we going to accept the premise that the only way to fund TSA or disaster relief is by giving money to ICE. That's absurd. Now, some on the other side are claiming the bill I just offered would defund customs or Homeland Security investigations. Mr. President, that is also absurd. All the bill I just offered does is fund the rest of DHS while talks continue on ICE and Border Patrol.
Is that acceptable to you as you see here, GOP blocking Democrats' bid to fund TSA, FEMA, and amid the shutdown? Is that bill a non-starter, the one that is brought by your Senate member?
Well, the bottom line here is we have to fully fund Homeland Security. I think another really critical point here is that the Coast Guard receives funding through Homeland Security, and we're now seeing reports that food banks outside of Coast Guard bases are running out of supplies because our Coast Guard, our brave Coast Guard members are not getting paid. And so this is it's got to get done. The president has done incredible work with Homeland Security to secure our border, to execute the deportation operation, and it's made our homeland safer. And this is the right thing to do, is to fund Homeland Security fully, to get past this and ensure that all of these critical agencies are able to work at their full capacity.
Congressman, this is so frustrating because it's happened before. We're frustrated. Travelers are frustrated. These workers, the TSA agents, they're the front line, right? The last line, right before you get on that plane. And we're in the middle of a war right now. We have lines stretching all the way out for hours, sometimes into baggage claim, even into the parking lot. How do we prevent something like this from happening again? Because I know I would not want a job that if somebody was trying to score political points, like we're seeing happening on the Democrat side, that I am at risk of not getting a paycheck, and therefore then I have to stand in line in a food pantry in order to feed myself and my family. How do we prevent this from happening again, sir?
Well, what we need to continue to do is what House Republicans did in passing the 12 appropriations bills. The Appropriations Committee did incredible work and got that done and sent over to the Senate so that we could fully fund our government, to ensure that we get outside of continuing resolutions. And now the Senate has got to get this done. This is so critical for our national security, to protect our homeland. We have to have a fully funded, fully operational Department of Homeland Security.
Let me get to your legislation that you're introducing, if we can, an effort to raise the death gratuity for Gold Star families. That Honor Gold Star Families Act would Yeah, I just wanted to really quickly put out here, it would double payments from $100,000 to $200,000. That's huge. And apply retroactively to the beginning of 2026, ensuring families who lost service members, family members that were serving in the Iran conflict could be included as well. Can you expand on that?
Absolutely, and thank you so much. We're honored. This is our very first bill after being in office now for 3 months. The Honor Gold Star Families Act to increase the death gratuity from $100,000 to $200,000 and to have a cost of living adjustment. It should be at about $160,000 right now. This is a benefit that gets paid immediately to families after tragedy strikes and a service member is killed. It goes to pay those bills immediately. It's tax-free. And we want to increase that to $200,000, provide a cost of living adjustment so that it never erodes with inflation again. It's critical as a veteran, having served in Iraq and Afghanistan, having been seen and been with families and friends who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. This is the right thing to do. We have broad bipartisan support for this, a number of original co-sponsors to include Tim Burchett and John Rose in Tennessee and the Tennessee delegation with me. This is the right thing to do. We are excited that this will move forward for Gold Star families.
Congressman, thank you so much, and thank you as well for your service. Thank you, sir. All right.
Thank you
Oil
so
and
much.
gas.